and he trains and he's like having fun at the same time, you know? That's why he's like murder or kill people or smash, however you want to say it, like in the cage. It's just because of the way he is, you know? If at training with friends, he's like that with that intensity, man, when he closes that cage, of course, the fight night's just going to be amazing, you know? Make him just go over there and get his belt and do what he does at training, just perform the same way in the cage.
But he's not going out there just to put on this show. He's going out there to show you everything it is that he wants to do to a fighter, he will do. He will impose his will at the highest level because that's who he is as a fighter. And that's the scariest thing about someone. When you know someone is coming in there and they can do anything they want to, that's a scary fighter. And that's someone who should be treated delicately when you're around, especially when he's cutting weight. They call Khamzat Chimaev the deadliest, most scariest fighter in the UFC. They said no one has as much power as him. No one has as much strength as him. They said he's the only fighter to ever break someone's teeth just by touching his jaw. Do you know how he generates so much power?
You're born with it, bro. Born with up in the mountains. It's nothing you can teach or learn, I guess. Some people just have it, some people don't.
Tito Ortiz isn't holding back when it comes to his thoughts on the upcoming middleweight showdown between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis. He's already calling how it's going to play out.
People are going to see how vicious Chimaev truly is. I respect the guy. He's a monster. Du Plessis, the champ, I think he's in him for a rude awakening because he's going to realize that his wrestling is not as good as Chimaev's truly is.
Tito Ortiz, a veteran of high-stakes wars inside the cage, isn't holding back on his prediction. He sees Khamzat Chimaev giving Dricus du Plessis a harsh reality check when they meet. Ortiz says the South African champ will quickly find out that his wrestling won't hold up against Chimaev's unrelenting pressure and brutal grappling. With the way Chimaev blends heavy hands with dominant mat control, Ortiz believes has become one of the most dangerous fighters in the UFC today. He even compared Chimaev's style to that of top-tier Russian wrestlers, athletes who smother their opponents, dictate the pace, and rarely let fights slip away. According to Ortiz, this mix of power and precision will be too much for du Plessis to overcome.
And that's what all the Russians do. They use their wrestling to set up punches. They use their punches to set up the wrestling. And then they take people down and they choke them because they're really good at it. I think Chimaev, I would give it maybe 4 rounds, 3 to 4 rounds. I think Chimaev just overwhelms him too much. I think that's my opinion. Once again, I watch him. I watch Chimaev. I just see how tough he is, and I know he had training camp actually at Jackson Clothing Company or Jackson in California, correct? And was it
with Bear and Rampage is also there.
Yep. And so I know he's doing really well. I talked to Rampage. Rampage goes, no, he's the real deal, Tito. I go, I see him. Like, I watch his fights and how vicious. I mean, he can shoot a double leg from half the cage and still take a guy down. He's just very vicious.
But while Ortiz's comments may sound like a clear nod to Chimaev's dominance on the ground, this bout is far from a guaranteed outcome. It's a true clash of styles, one that could turn into a back-and-forth war or end in a flash, depending on how both fighters start the early rounds. One stat stands out in particular. Chimaev has never been taken down in the UFC, not even by former welterweight king Kamaru Usman. That record has fueled serious debate over whether du Plessis has what it takes to snap that streak with his own wrestling and pressure.
The king of Africa, DDP, taking on Khamzat Chimaev.
I don't know anymore, man. I used to think, you know what, DDP's got him. But Chimaev is truly on a different level. I'm leaning towards DDP. Chimaev is a round 1 guy.
If Chimaev cannot get him down,
he will.
I think DDP is going to do what he does best. He's going to be awkward.
It's going to be a my turn fight. I think DDP will start the first round with... This might sound like such a casual take. What do you think about DDP shooting on Chimaev? If you shoot at the same time, I'm going to head clash with you. Take fights on your terms.
Yeah.
As for du Plessis, he's been nothing short of a powerhouse inside the octagon, combining grit, striking power, and underrated grappling. In his last 6 appearances, he's managed to take down every opponent he's faced, a streak that could be seriously tested against Chimaev's suffocating pace. Many analysts see this matchup as a stylistic chess match, where Chimaev's pressure-heavy grappling might take control early. But if du Plessis can weather that initial storm, this fight could turn into a much longer and grittier war than fans expect.
Khamzat Chimaev on your back in round 1 is not easy to get off. And then he was able to sink that in. And that goes to show how strong of a squeeze this freaking dude has.
Could he pull that same style against Dricus du Plessis? Because I will say
1000%.
this.
In the build-up to UFC 319, rumors have begun swirling about a possible bet between du Plessis and Chimaev, one that could add an extra layer of tension to their already high-stakes clash. Some reports suggest that Duplessis challenged Chimaev with a financial incentive tied to successful takedowns. However, nothing has been officially confirmed by the middleweight champ himself. The buzz appears to have stemmed from a social media post where Duplessis mentioned his coach offering $10,000 to any training partner who could take him down. That challenge, meant for the gym, was seemingly misinterpreted and spun into speculation about an actual wager between the two fighters.
But why specifically did he go with takedown? I've never seen that before, guys. I've had outcome. I can name you 10 right off the top of my head. They will make you bet on outcome. I'm investing in myself. I believe in myself. I'll bet you my whole purse. Will you put your purse up? I mean, I can tell you. Takedown specifically. And I think we all get it. Like, in the absence of a takedown, we would believe that Dricus is going to win. In the absence of a takedown, which would remove Chimaev, at least thus far point in his career, what has been his most dangerous tool.
Even so, UFC lightweight Arman Tsarukyan, who spent time training with Chimaev, shared his perspective on the rumored takedown challenge. Tsarukyan, currently involved in preparations for Chimaev's middleweight title clash, was skeptical that Duplessis would earn much from such a bet. According to him, getting Chimaev to the mat is one thing, but keeping him there is another battle entirely. Tsarukyan believes Chimaev's overall skill set is simply on another level, making any kind of takedown wager unlikely to favor the reigning champion.
Hello everybody, I'm Arman Tsarukyan. We have a training camp with Khamzat Chimaev. He's getting ready for his title fight. He looks sharp, so excited for him and to see him UFC champion. So far his camp going well, he's healthy, he has a lot of energy, and I'm just here to help him whatever they need. If they need the wrestling, I'll wrestle. If they need the striking, I'll strike. So I'm here to help, and I want him to be a UFC champion.
Despite all the hype surrounding Chimaev, not everyone is convinced he can handle the kind of pressure Duplessis brings. UFC standout Gilbert Burns, who has trained with both men, offered a different take. Burns believes that if Chimaev doesn't get the job done within the first couple of rounds, things could start to shift in Duplessis' favor. He describes Duplessis as a fighter who only gets stronger as the fight goes on, someone who refuses to fold under pressure. According to Burns, Chimaev's aggressive starts could work against him if he can't secure an early finish, because Duplessis is known for his toughness, grit, and relentless forward pressure. In a drawn-out war, Burns thinks the South African might just have the edge.
I trained with Dricus a lot. Dricus is actually a very, very good fighter. Crazy cardio, very physically strong. He's a very hard fight to predict. You know, I think Chimaev is going to start very strong like he always do. I do believe Dricus can kind of slow him down, don't get submitted, relax a little bit. But I do believe Dricus, if he get past that first round, I think that's the hardest part. What I think he will do, I think he's gonna pass, and then he's gonna be a nightmare for Chimaev. I think Dricus is a monster, hits very hard, doesn't break, good gas tank. I do believe Dricus is gonna beat Chimaev and remain the champion.
Yeah! Love that!
Echoing similar sentiments, former champion Israel Adesanya also shared his prediction for the matchup. Adesanya sees Duplessis as a wild, unpredictable force, someone who thrives in chaos and has the ability to push through tough moments. In his view, if Chimaev doesn't secure a finish within the first 2 rounds, the tide could start turning. Adesanya believed Duplessis' awkward striking, constant pressure, and mental toughness might allow him to overwhelm Chimaev as the fight drags on. While he acknowledges that Chimaev is dangerous early, Adesanya leans toward Duplessis if the fight turns into a drawn-out war.
I think Khamzat with DDP would be next.
How do you see that fight? DDP, like the last skip by now at 185 pounds, it's different, man. When he beat Robert Whittaker, I'm never going to contest it out again. He does the craziest shit.
He's just stubborn. It's even funny to watch. I give him all the respect. He's so good at what he does. I've said, what did I say before? Like, he's the best fighter in the world. Can't wait till I fight again just because there's some things I want.
Former UFC lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov also offered his perspective on the upcoming clash. Known for his deep technical knowledge of the sport, Khabib's analysis focused on the finer details of the matchup. He noted that while Duplessis may appear to have a height advantage, he doesn't expect that to translate into a significant weight difference on fight night. According to Khabib, physical size alone won't be enough to tilt the scales against Chimaev.
Я думаю, что мое личное мнение, я бы не готов к Асаутову, чтобы он высокий класс. Вот чисто по боксу после Хамзат лучше. Вот чисто по боксу. Это мое мнение. Просто здесь есть такой момент. Ты можешь сфорсировать события. Раунд, два. Но если ты его не финишируешь, ты очень много энергии. А потом надо в чемпионской раунде, да.
More importantly, Khabib stressed the need for patience in this matchup. He advised that Chimaev should prioritize striking over diving into early grappling exchanges. In Khabib's view, Chimaev holds the edge in pure boxing and could control the fight on the feet if he stays composed. The key, he emphasized, is pacing. Chimaev's aggressive approach could backfire if he burns too much energy trying to force an early finish, especially if Duplessis proves tough to put away.
Не был в чемпионских раундах. В 5 не был. А этот пацан последний 4 года. Еще до чемпионства. Главный боец. Опыт у него колоссальный. Да, у него опыт большой, надо учитывать. Просто, когда ты готовишься к такому бою, ты должен рассматривать все сценарии. Ты не можешь, я зайду и откручу. Ты должен смотреть, а если вот так пойдет, а если вот так пойдет, а если вот сюда зайдет. Ты должен все сценарии.
On the other side of the debate, former middleweight champion Luke Rockhold, who's shared the cage with both Duplessis and Chimaev, voiced concerns about Chimaev's gas tank. While Rockhold acknowledged Chimaev's overwhelming pressure in the early rounds, he also noted that maintaining that intensity could be risky over time. That said, Rockhold still believes Chimaev's non-stop pace and aggressive style could overwhelm Duplessis in the opening rounds if he's able to stay sharp and composed.
How is Khamzat looking leading into this UFC 319 fight? Like, we had some questions around him even making it into the country. Is he looking sharp going into this DDP fight from what you've seen in the gym?
I mean, I don't go watch it. I don't go watch it every training session, but he's, Khamzat, you know what he's gonna do. He's a fucking beast. He's a wrestler. He's a grappler. He's gonna get relentless pressure. He's gonna start fast and hard. And can Dricus take that? Can he take that first round, that first 2 rounds? I mean, that's what life is about for his fight, his opponents. Can they withstand the barrage? Because he's going to bring it.
Do you reckon Khamzat will be able to handle DDP later on in the fight if he can survive?
I don't like those opportunities for him. I've trained with DDP a lot. He's tough. He ain't going to go away. You gotta dominate him. You gotta finish him. I mean, you gotta dominate him from start to finish. Or you gotta finish him early. I mean, and I just don't see how Khamzat's going to keep that pressure. That his intensity you can only keep that for so long. That's not 5-round material.
Finally, former middleweight champion Robert Whittaker also weighed in with his thoughts on the matchup. Having shared the octagon with both men, Whittaker believes that Chimaev will likely be able to take Duplessis down early thanks to his elite wrestling. However, he warns that if Chimaev doesn't secure a finish in the opening round, things could start to go south. According to Whittaker, Duplessis' ability to endure tough situations and keep pressing forward makes him a real threat as the fight drags on. If Chimaev starts to fade, Whittaker sees Duplessis taking control in the later rounds.
Khamzat and DDP for next fight. Who do you think is going to walk away as the champion?
I can't see anyone really stopping Chimaev's takedowns. His takedowns are so hard to stop. It's super high level. Can DDP drag it into those later rounds? Can it get through the first grappling exchanges and then start capitalize on his just like persistence, like doggedness to go away? Honestly, if Chimaev can't get DDP out of there, DDP win.
As UFC 319 draws near, the MMA world remains split. Some fans and analysts view it as a clear-cut win for Chimaev, while others believe Duplessis' grit and all-around skill set could lead him to victory. One thing everyone can agree on: this is a clash of styles and mental toughness. Whether it ends in a quick finish or turns into a 5-round war, this showdown is shaping up to be one of the most exciting matchups in recent memory.